Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech, protected.
Are you sick of looking at Netflix and you don't know what to watch?
So many movies out there, you don't know which ones are good, which ones were bad.
You curious about what's out there?
I'm Joey Powers.
I'm Don Trettler.
This is The Best Pictures.
The ones you don't want to miss.
Get it.
Say hello to my little friend.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Winners go home and prom queen.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
I don't deserve this. Deserves got nothing to do with it. No sequel for you.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of The Best Pictures. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
Hey, and I'm Don Trettler. Welcome to the show. And this week, we've got a fresh review for you. Joey and I went to the movies this week, and trying to see a movie while it's still fresh, we went to see Scream 6, the sixth in the series. And Joey is like an expert on it. He has seen all the Screams. This was only my second one. I saw the first one when it came out, which I thought it was pretty clever, and then I never went back for any of the sequels.
I own all five of them. The only one, I think I was telling you, the only one I didn't really care for, it's not even that I didn't like it, it's just not as good as the other ones, was Scream 2. I think a lot of it was because of the actors that were in it, and I remembered her name after, the sister from Roseanne. I remembered her name after, now I don't remember it again.
Oh, no, I thought you were going to tell me, because I'm sitting here thinking, what is it?
I remembered it after I got home, after you dropped me off, because I kept saying Melissa Gilbert, but that's...
Laurie Metcalf.
Laurie Metcalf, yes.
There we go.
She ends up being one of the killers, and I think Timothy... No, I don't think he's the killer. I think Timothy Oliphant's in it. I don't remember if he's a cop or one of the killers, but Jerry O'Connell plays Nev Campbell's love interest. You know, he's like a frat kid, you know, and... all the regular characters are in it. You know, right. Randy and Sydney, Dewey. Gail.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong on this, okay? But I thought the first one was somewhat of a spoof on slasher films. I thought it was kind of like had a comedic edge to the whole thing, and it was kind of making fun of the genre to a certain degree.
I don't know. I mean, I never really looked at it that way. I mean, they have Randy doing his whole spiel about how, you know, you don't run up the stairs, you know, you don't go outside, you know. So, I mean, I guess that kind of aspect. But, I mean,
wasn't there, like...
But it's not like Scary Movie. I mean, it's nothing like Scary Movie. Like, Scary Movie is a flat-out spoof of, like, all those kind of movies.
Yeah, and then that's not scary at all. So this was kind of a balance between the two, because wasn't there something... This is how long ago I saw it. There was something with a garage door opener.
Yeah, Rose McGowan's character gets killed.
With a garage door.
With a garage door opener, yeah.
And that's the first one.
That's the first one, yes.
Okay, yeah.
But the other one, the most recent one came out in 2021, and it did very well because the previous one came out in 2011, and me and my girlfriend at the time actually went and saw it. I really liked it, but it tanked at the box office big time.
Yeah.
Because they had planned after doing Scream 4, they had already had Scream 5 and Scream 6 in the works, and then it tanked so bad that they canceled them.
Oh.
And then it took 10 years, and they finally decided to reboot it again. And it was very well done. And in the newest one, Sydney, at the end of 5, which is just called Scream, but it's really Scream 5, she does survive. And I don't know what they decided to do or whatever, because she's still alive. They make reference into her in Scream 6, but the main character from all the Scream movies is not in Scream 6. They reference her, but
spoiler alert.
Nev Campbell's not in it at all. So I mean, it's Scream, so I'm not worried about spoiling anything for anybody.
Right, I'm just kidding. I was just joking about it.
It's good, you know. Dewey died in 5, and you know, I mean, the way it ended, I think we both are in agreement. The way it ended, they're going to continue. You know, I mean,
right.
They kind of made it seem like, you know, it's probably going to go in a different direction. But I think if what we're both kind of thinking happens, I think that'd be kind of interesting. But it was really good. You know, I mean, it's the two sisters again from Scream 5. They're still like they're on the run basically. They're targeted by whoever, Ghostface. It's different people all the time. And there's a backstory to it that I didn't see the bad guys coming. I didn't think it was.
No,
I didn't. Honestly, I had no idea.
it was not one of those things that you see a mile
No,
a mile away.
I really didn't have any clue.
You know what's interesting? I was trying to do a body count of like how many people did Ghostface kill in this movie, and I don't know. I can't tell you because I don't know if some of those people died or not. Like for instance,
Well, this
is not going to ruin the film, people, but the two guys in the bodega, they're in the little New York City bodega, and I think the girl runs in, and Ghostface chases her into the bodega, and then stabs a couple of guys. We don't know.
But
if
you
they
don't
died
actually
or not.
see him die, right?
So they could have the ambulance came and took the guys away. So we don't know if they died. Plus, we don't know who really died and who didn't die. I don't know.
I know. They're just kind of doing that now. I've noticed some other movies are doing that now, too. That way, if they decide, well, we actually need that character back, so we'll just make it like they did in Scream 6. One of the characters that was in Scream 4, they technically didn't show her die, but, I mean, she died, but they decided, whatever, we're just going to bring her back.
Right.
So they brought her back 10, 12 years later.
I think not just this movie, but a lot of movies get caught up in this whole twist thing.
Yeah.
That, we're going to show you more twists than the other.
Yeah.
They should just have a movie called Twist.
I know.
And it starts in the
everything is just a twist. Every single thing is a twist. I know. It's gotten crazy. I feel like, and as far as the horror genre is concerned, I think Scream really kind of put that back on the map, because I remember when I was watching it, I was like, there's two killers? I was like, I've never seen anything like that before. There's two killers, Well, I mentioned to you the other night when we were going to the movies. In Halloween Resurrection, Jamie Lee Curtis dies at the beginning of that movie, and she's been in like the last 4 or 5 Halloweens.
Yeah,
Like,
she was in Halloween Ends.
She wasn't in a couple, because she died. And then all of a sudden they just decided, whatever, they're stupid horror fans, they're not going to catch on, so they just bring her back.
They're not going to care.
It's like, no, half of them probably didn't even notice that she actually died, but whatever. Like I said, it's horror movies, so it's just like...
Or sometimes the villains, the one that I've watched a lot of was Jason and Friday the 13th. Well, Jason gets killed at the end, and then somehow they find a way to bring him back, and his DNA, or I don't know, God only knows. They find some wacky way to bring all these people back.
Oh, what's it called? Jason Goes to Hell. Have you seen that?
I don't think I got that far.
It gets to the point where Jason starts changing bodies.
Right.
It's just... And then they have Jason X, where he's in outer space. It's like they really were reaching for some of them.
They're stretching.
Yeah.
And then they rebooted the series, didn't they?
They did.
Start it all over
2009, they started it over again. And I really liked it. I actually saw that with my previous girlfriend on Valentine's Day. That's what we went and saw for Valentine's Day, was Friday the 13th. It was really good, though. I really liked it.
Very romantic.
It's yes. I mean, it's not going to, I guarantee it doesn't get anything even remotely high on here. But, I mean, I'm a fan of that series. That was until... When I was growing up, that was my favorite series, horror movie series.
My favorite one was number 6, Jason Lives. It's my favorite one of the whole group because they did some tongue-in-cheek stuff, and the way they resurrected him was Jason had died in the previous movie or whatever. I forgot how it happened. But anyway, these two guys go to his grave, and they're going to dig him up because they want to defile the grave. And he takes like a post from the fence and stabs it into the dead body. And then the post, the metal fence post, gets hit by lightning. And it resurrected. So I was like, oh, that's clever. I love that. So that was pretty cool. And then there's a couple of cool things like, the guy, there's a grave digger, and he's filling the hole back in after the whole thing. And he looks up at the screen, he goes, some people have the strangest ways of having fun. And he's basically making fun of us, the audience.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, this is clever. So and he becomes like superhuman. So he's no longer, if he ever was human.
That's out the window now.
It was out the window. Jason Lives. He becomes like some kind of like a superhero after that. Yeah. And the body count just goes out of control.
Some of them, they try to make them scary, but some of them they're pretty funny actually. Like Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan.
Yeah.
He ends up being on there's a luxury ship that there's I think it's like a college graduation or high school graduation or whatever. And somehow, some way, Jason's like chained to the bottom of the ocean or something, and something like the anchor maybe hits the chain and releases Jason, so he ends up getting on the ship, and then he ends up going to New York with the whole. It's so like they're just so out of control that they're honestly funny. I mean, I think there's one troll where he goes to outer space too, like trolls or no, it might be Leprechaun. It's one of them. They all just get so out of control.
Leprechaun in space.
Yeah, no, I think that's like Leprechaun 5 or something like that.
Well, you know what I thought was, you know, when we went to see Scream 6, there were only, what was it, 6 of us in the theater, I think? Nice big theater.
For a long time, it was just the 2 of us. We thought it was going to be our theater to ourselves.
I think if that had been a full theater, people would have been laughing because some of that was funny.
Yeah.
Some of it was just the absurdity was kind of funny.
The one thing I noticed that is really starting to get annoying about the Scream movies is every one they have to have their thing where these are the rules for surviving. They do it in every single one, and it gets really annoying. You know, it's like it was done in the original, and then they just keep going over it every single movie, and it's like, guys, you're beating this to death. It's like what you just need to take up time. Is that why you're doing it? Because that movie was 2 hours and 2 minutes. That's kind of long for a horror movie.
Yeah.
You know. And,
well, I was going to ask. Like, I was trying to think about. You know, like why the psychiatrist, like why did he get killed and stuff? Like did they just need another victim?
I think that's
thought that put that in the script.
Remember when they were talking? When I think it was the girl that was one of the girls was talking about all the rules and stuff like that. I don't even remember what they called it. It's not like a sequel. It's like a requel or like they're making up terminology as they go now. But she's like, you know, it's a requel, so the killings have to be twice as bad, twice as much, you know. So I think they were just trying to like prepare, you know, like okay, everybody's gonna die, you know. But I mean, it wasn't scary, you know. We were scared at all at any point in that movie. I mean,
no, but you know, there was the scene, and it's in the trailer and everything too, where they take the ladder, they put it between the 2 windows, and the girls have to crawl across.
Yeah,
that had some legitimate suspense.
My
to
hands were a little sweaty because I am petrified of heights.
Oh yeah.
I mean, either scenario, I'm dying there because I mean, I'm not going to go fast enough so the killer, or I'm going to go too fast, I'm going to fall.
Right.
Either way, I'm going to die because I'm so petrified of heights. There's no way I'm going to be able to stay calm in that situation.
I don't know if there were really any jump scares. I don't really recall any, but I mean, maybe I'm just used to it.
No. That to me, yeah, that was definitely the only part that was, but that was more like nervous, you know, as opposed to being scared, you know, because it's just.
Well, the very first killing, you know, because you kind of know that something's going to happen.
Always,
and you're waiting, and you're like, okay, where is this going to happen?
Now, the teacher that died, the professor that died, did you recognize her? Is she famous?
I don't think so.
Because what they have done in the past is the first person to die in the movie is always someone famous that you don't expect to die.
Like
That's
Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore. Everybody thought Drew Barrymore was going to be one of the stars of Scream,
right.
And she's the first one to get killed. You know, in the second one, it was Jada Pinkett Smith and I think Omar Epps. You know, so it's like the third one is Cotton Weary, who's the guy that was accused of killing Sidney's mother in the original. Then he ended up having a bigger role in Scream 2. And then, you know, so you figure, you know, he's going to be one of the main stars of Scream 3, and him and his girlfriend get killed at the beginning of Scream 3. And then I forget who's Scream 4. Oh, Scream 4, they're kind of, I think you would like Scream 4. They're kind of picking on all of them. There's like 3 or 4 different openings. Like one of them's like Kristen Bell and the girl from True Blood. They're sitting there watching movies, and Kristen Bell kills her because she's like, you won't shut the blank up. And there's like a couple girls from like I don't know, one of the like Pretty Little Lies or
right,
or you know, or Gossip Girl or something like that. They have like 3 different ones where there's 2 young girls, and you know they're making a spoof of all the previous movies, you know. So that's how that one opened. But anyway, the original Friday the 13th 6.4, the remake 5.5.
Oh,
I actually like the remake better than the original one, just because I think it's because the original one's just so old. It's like, I mean, that was the year I was born. You know, so I mean,
yeah.
And the one The remake was 2000.
Kevin Bacon's in the original.
He is. Everybody always knows that about him, but he's hardly in it. That's like the claim to fame to Friday the 13th is that Kevin Bacon is in it.
Well, I just remember because I actually, believe it or not, I knew who Kevin Bacon was at the time of the movie because he was on a soap opera that my mother used to watch.
What was it?
Guiding Light.
Really? I didn't know. Is that how Kevin Bacon got into acting?
I think so, yeah. That was the very first thing. So I knew who Kevin Bacon was from that point on. And then he got into that movie. I mean, I don't know. I'll have to look it up on IMDb and see. But that might have been like his first film and everything. And then he kind of took off.
Yeah, I mean...
He's got a commercial. Did they show it during the Super Bowl with his daughter? And I've seen it a bunch of times now.
They must have.
He's talking about his new hybrid vehicle. And the daughter's kind of like rolling her eyes like, oh, my dad is such an old man.
I don't remember it, to be honest with you, because I would remember Kevin Bacon. I like Kevin Bacon. I think he's a good actor.
Yeah.
You know? I mean,
how come he's not in more stuff?
I don't know. I really liked him in A Few Good Men. I thought he was very well cast in that movie. You know what I didn't like him in? Because he generally, I feel for the most part, he's like, most of the time, he's like the good guy.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Sleepers?
Yeah.
I did not like him.
That's one of the guards?
Yeah, he was the bad guard, the really bad guard. I mean, I understand it's supposedly based on current events. I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding that. But I don't want to see Kevin Bacon play that guy. Right. I like Kevin Bacon, and that guy was a sleaze.
Well, don't you find it hard sometimes?
Pedophile.
Any of these people, when they start to play the bad guy, Kevin Costner, plays a murderer. Well,
and Mr. Brooks, which I still haven't seen. I think I still have that, don't I?
Probably, yeah.
I think I have.
It's okay. I mean, I've
keep forgetting to watch it.
You know who hasn't done a lot? And we were talking about this on the way back from the movie, and I looked her up. Was Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence hasn't done much.
Did you get my text?
I did.
Did you watch the trailer?
I did.
I never thought she would do stuff like this.
And I looked at the guy, the director of the movie, and he did the same type of crap. I mean, I was like, she had to know that this movie was what this movie was going to be.
Yeah.
It's not a.
It's just,
I don't know. Did something happen and her career is in flames?
I don't know. Because I mean, after all the success of the Hunger Games. And then winning the Oscar for Silver Linings Playbook. I mean, she was in American Hustle. I believe she was nominated for that. She was nominated and won for Silver Linings Playbook. She was nominated for the Ozark movie. What was that called?
The Winter's Bone.
Winter's Bone. She's been nominated 4 or 5 times for an Oscar.
Oh yeah, she did Joy. She was good in that.
Yeah, she was huge. Obviously, I think they said in 2006 she was the highest paid actress in the world. Because the Hunger Games were friggin' huge.
Yeah.
And then when I looked at it, I'm like, that looks like Jennifer Lawrence. I was like, it can't be. And then it says Jennifer Lawrence. I'm like, what the hell is she doing this garbage for?
Yeah, what happened?
I don't know.
I think I read somewhere.
I don't know.
Where she was on a list of most difficult actors to work with.
Okay, that could.
And maybe that's what this is all about, because
I never would have thought she would have gone to something like that.
I looked up the movie Red Sparrow, which I didn't see, but I thought that it got really bad reviews or didn't make any money. It probably didn't make money, but it really didn't get that low of a write-up from IMDb. I think it was between 6 and 7, which, Joey and I have determined that anything above 6 is the Mendoza line, anything below is crap, anything above it is watchable. So 6 to 7 is a watchable movie. It's not the greatest movie you're ever going to see, but it's going to be a watchable movie, and Red Sparrow fell in that. There was one movie that I didn't see, and it got a below 6. It's her and Bradley Cooper. I can't remember what the name of it is. It's a woman's name, like, I don't know, Madeline or something like that.
Remember what year it was?
It was pretty early on. But, I mean, can you imagine, like, Jennifer Lawrence and Bradley Cooper? I want to see the movie because it's got those two in it. And I saw a little bit of the trailer. It looked interesting to me. But audiences didn't like it. It's below 6.
I mean, the other one, I forgot until I just looked her up here. She was also in the X-Men series.
Right.
So I mean, she's had a very successful career.
If she's
still young.
Yeah, if she's in a movie, I want to see it. I mean, she will draw me to the movie. So what's going on?
I will watch this movie. I won't go to the theater. I won't pay to watch it. I'll watch it if it's free on something.
Right.
But I won't pay to watch it. I couldn't believe it when I watched the trailer. I was like, this looks like a really trashy movie. And it's like, I just thought she was above that. Like, Just
Right.
not being like snobby, I mean, but being like, with the career that she's had and the money she's made.
That's the only movie. If you look on IMDb and it says upcoming, that's the only upcoming that she's got.
Really?
I wonder if she got married and had a baby or something. I mean, something is going on. There's some reason why she's not making movies right now. I definitely think she's got the talent. This is not a person that has no talent at all, or her talent is gone, or she was overrated. She's not. I think she's one of the best actresses out there, and I don't understand why she's not getting scripts.
Yeah.
But it might be, like I say, that people don't like her.
Yeah.
Maybe she's...
Anyway, it's called No Hard Feelings. If
Yeah.
anybody, I think it comes out in April, right?
Yep.
I mean, it's a movie I would watch, but it's certainly just like something. It would be like some nobody actress,
Right.
Who's like trying to make a name for herself.
And nobody else is in the movie. There's
No.
no other big name in
No.
that movie.
No, it's just, I don't know. It's just bizarre to me. I did want to get to the box office real quick because I think we are probably getting a little low on time. Shazam! Fury of the Gods opened at number 1, $30.1 million. Definitely, I think that's quite a bit below studio expectations.
Yeah, not a great opening.
Especially considering Scream opened the weekend before at 45, and Scream's also an R-rated film. Scream was second this weekend, $17.3 million. That's up to, I'll tell you in a minute. Creed 3 is holding up strong, third, 15.4. 65 was 5.9, and Ant-Man and the Wasp is still kind of kicking around 4.2.
I would expect that. That's the type of movie, if I had a Cineplex, I would expect that movie to be kind of like hanging around in one of the 6 theaters.
Yeah.
People would want to see it.
It's definitely still playing in Springfield. Only playing in Springfield until the next Ant-Man probably
Right.
comes out. But Scream's already at $76 million, so I mean, it's doing good enough. They're gonna keep making them,
Though there were only 6 people. Well, we went on a Sunday night. We didn't go Saturday night.
Late too. It was 7 o'clock on a Sunday night. Most people probably have to get up and go to work early on. I had to get up and go to work 8:30. I don't know how early that is, but
Right.
Creed 3 up to 127 million. So I think that's kind of in line with what the other 2 have done, because they're all 3 of them have been pretty successful movies. I feel like this one might be the end. 65 is up to 22.5. That's probably, I don't know what they really expected from that movie. I mean, to me, Adam Driver's not like, I'm not going to go see a movie because he's in it.
No?
I think he's a lot better of an actor than I gave him credit for earlier. He was really good in This Is Where I Leave You. Did you borrow that from me? Did you ever watch that? About the family that has to stay together because that was in their father's will. For 7 days, they have to live in their childhood home. You haven't?
Did I see?
If you haven't, I have to bring it. It's Jason Bateman, Adam.
Yeah. I think you did lend this to
Adam
me.
Driver.
I did see it.
Yeah, no. I mean, they're great. They're a very dysfunctional family. Jane Fonda's the mother, and she's a kook. And,
Right.
No, it's really good.
I like Adam Driver, and he's.
But like, I guess what I'm saying, a movie like this,
Yeah.
it's something I wouldn't expect him to.
When I saw him attached to this science fiction movie, I thought, oh, this is going to be something good. And it obviously, I said to you on the way to this movie, I said, I think the studio didn't like it, and that's why they released it. They released it against Scream, right? The same weekend as Scream.
Yeah.
I mean, you're almost doomed unless you think you've got a really great movie to put up against Scream.
Yeah, Scream's probably going to open number 1 that weekend. So,
But
yeah, I was just surprised about that. I mean, he was great in Marriage Story. And
Right.
I really, really liked Marriage Story. And I thought he was good as what Kylo Ren was at.
Right.
I
What about
thought-
the Gucci? He was in the Gucci movie.
I haven't seen that.
He's very good in the Gucci movie.
I should see that. That's got a really good cast.
Yeah.
How is Lady Gaga? Can she act?
Yeah.
She can. Okay.
Yeah, I've only seen her in 2 movies, and
A
she's
Star is Born, the other one.
Yeah.
I started to watch that and I turned it off.
And believe me, I mean, if I didn't like her, I would say, yeah, I didn't buy into her characters, but both times I have.
So this weekend,
This weekend is John Wick.
we're going to go see John Wick Chapter 4. I hadn't seen any of them, and I've already watched the first one, second one, and half of the third one this week. So we'll be talking about all John Wick next week, and hopefully we'll find something moving forward to go to the following week.
Yep.
Hey, that's been.
I got one more thing I wanted to bring up.
Well, okay.
I read somewhere, this is sad, that Clint Eastwood has not appeared in public in over 400 days. They haven't seen him. He's been at home. He had a golf tournament that everybody said he really loved, and he always went to the golf tournament. He's 92 years old, but his son went to the tournament. almost like in his place or whatever. Like maybe he played in the tournament, but Clint Eastwood didn't attend, and Clint Eastwood has not been out in public in over a year.
That doesn't sound good.
No, it doesn't.
Not when he's 92 years old. That would be.
And he doesn't have any projects on the shelf. So I haven't looked on IMDb, but they said he has nothing on the shelf right now that's he's getting ready to do. So that's sad because I really like him.
What was the last movie he did? Was it The Mule?
No, he did one
after
after
a war
that.
movie after that.
He did one where he crosses the border to save somebody's kid. I can't remember what it is. I went to the movie theater to see it. I don't know. Sorry, I'm not going to be able to remember it. And it didn't get very good. Didn't get very good write-ups or whatever. I went to see it. I thought it was okay. I thought it was pretty good. I like Clint Eastwood.
I do too.
I like his directing, and I like him as an actor.
He's a good actor. He's just a talented man.
And I'm sad to see him go. Somebody.
Me too. That is sad. An absolute icon.
Right.
Unfortunately, that is our show this week. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
I'm Don Tretler. These are the ones you don't want to miss.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room.
Here's Johnny. Go ahead. Make my day.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.